Howdy ho everybody, today we have a Zelda with a heart soul. It's like a Tunic, okay? But this is Zelda with a heart soul. So Tunic is a game that catches from the first glance. It happened when we saw the first trailer, when we tried to the first demo, and it still happened now that we play the final version. But be careful, because of the eye is deceiving. From the beginning almost everyone had labeled and its clone of Zelda, especially due to its strong resemblance to the recent remake of Link's Awakening. The metrics in fact similar: chubby and cute characters, top view, direct action without too many freeze is overall fantasy fairy tale mode. But Tunic hides within itself an unexpected, wicked soul, which he captures with the gracefulness of the character and the landscapes, and then slams into the face that gameplay requires a cautious approach. We are not on the side of a soul-like, but almost. Let's start by saying that the Tunic adventure begins without any narrative preamble. And in the beginning, nothing of the story Fox protagonist is revealed. No explanation is given, as the wide to hear is the fascinating but full of danger place. In a short, the opening words are close to zero, and to understand what, how and why, you will have to explore and explore again. But be careful, because the monsters you will come into contact with are not too friendly, but tend to become quite numerous and aggressive. The fact that there were two distinct bars on the screen, one for energy and one for the stamina, should make you understand what the game is made of. You will start totally devoid of weapons and defense, but after a few minutes you will be granted a huge, very powerful spring. Better than nothing and enough. However, to get rid of those four semi-transparent blobs that seem eager to hug you, the thing already gets complicated, but they are older brothers and with some strange thorny creatures who love to throw darts left and right. You can escape, of course, but at least initially the paths to take, there are so many. You can go through the business, but already the rocks will become an insurmountable obstacle. Dodging is a good means of avoiding unwanted contact, but consumes the aforementioned stamina, and also quickly. The indicators and not of much help. They are written in a strange language, even it from time to time accompanied by a few more understandable words. By the way, the game is localized in Italian, even with some inaccuracies. What to do then? Simple, let yourself go exploring and resist the temptation to eliminate all the enemies you meet, because you will only encounter some defeats and restarts from the sparse checkpoints scattered on the map. Curiosity will take you slowly to retrieve the pages of a document that looks familiar, resembles those beautifully illustrated instructions, bootleg one kept in video game painting. He will slowly indoctrinate you in all the techniques of the game, provide you the valuable maps and wise advice. Slowly you will begin to get carried away with the simple mechanics of Tunic, but once again keep an eye on the words we said: simple and not easy. Even when you have more advanced Faralenia at your disposal, you have properly upgraded energy, attack and defense. The adventure you will face will not be a walk in the park, but you will begin in to get an idea of the story behind it. The strange initial versions will gradually acquire a sense, and the desire to move forward will take hold of you more and more forcefully. The Zelda-like mechanics will increasingly blend with the elements taken from the Souls genre, traveling on a single track, almost always perfectly balanced. As we said earlier, the areas that we can explore will be more and more numerous, and the game progress in a way will reveal an extremely inspired but never too intricate level design. Precisely in this aspect, more than in difficulty of fighting, Tunic looks more like Dark Souls, and this is certainly metal to pin firmly to the chest. Some dungeons and puzzles require to discovery of the specific objects to be completed, and often come clue about them is hidden in the pages of the virtual manual that you are collecting. Andrew Sholins certainly do not like interways. There is also the musical taste of the good Andrew, who the soundtracks of his game chosen a handful of veterans who in the past cringed soundtracks titles like a Celeste, Ruined King, Into the Breach and Darkest Dungeon. The result? Listening is believing. If you want, you'll find it an extra download to Steam to listen in various streaming services. If we really make able to be creator of the Tunic, we would do it in a taste a little too extreme for the cryptic stories. Being able to follow the clues scattered in the game to reconstruct of its history is not easy, and finding all the hidden secrets requires some attention. Elements that some for players could represent an exclusive distraction to the pace of the game. Simultaneously with the PC version, Tunic was also released on the consoles of the Xbox family. If you are wondering about the possible availability of the game on the Game Pass, as day one the answer is yes, but in this regard we remind you this little game was created by only one person in 7 years of work. So if you do not have the GP, we invite you to buy the game. You will not regret it, and you will support those enormous independent talents capable with relatively limited means, a lot of imagination to give life to products worthy being alongside, and sometimes even above, to far more expensive products for all points of view. Okay, that's all for today. Peace.